That was too much.
Well, welcome back to Sam's Social Media Mayhem. And today, what's the special topic?
The N-word.
Oh boy, my favorite word. Isn't it yours too?
No, it's
Well,
my extra favorite word.
it transcends word favoritism.
It transcends everything.
Yeah. Anyways, what we're talking about specifically is the PewDiePie N-word little drama debacle, what actually happened, to follow all that bullshit. But Sam, you kick it off. You kick it off with your thoughts of what you think happened, whatever your perspective.
Okay. So I'm going to start off, I'm not apologizing for PewDiePie. I'm not forgiving him for saying it.
A lot of people were. Like in this,
Forgiving him?
it's like they said they're excusing it, just saying it's like casual discussion, like stuff that you would say in the heat of battle type
I mean,
stuff.
I guess you could say I'm excusing it. I don't know. I'm disappointed in him for saying it, right? But I'm not going to crucify him over it. It was a stupid thing to say. It was a stupid situation. But it's also just a word. And I'm accumulating this opinion from a lot of black and Arab people of color. So I'm not just listening to white people say it's no big deal. I'm taking this opinion with input from other people. If you don't let the word have as much power over you as some people are giving it, it won't be as big a deal.
Whoa there, Sam. You sound like a white supremacist.
No, I'm not saying the word should be said. I'm not saying the word is meaningless. But it was truly a mistake on PewDiePie's part. And he has shown remorse.
Yeah.
His apology video was heartfelt.
I usually don't believe YouTubers that do shit like this, but I believed him in this one. It felt heartfelt.
I mean, it was a bad situation, but of all the ways he could have handled it, I think this was the best way, the best way for him to apologize about it. And the best way to make up for it is to, obviously not do it again. But all the people that were like, white people can't apologize for this because, white people don't have any input on whether or not it's okay to say this word.
White there, if we're going to start calling, I know he's white, but if we start accusing all white people for this, that's too broad of a brush because he's not American white that's usually what I mean by white. He's from, where is he from? Sweden, and he lives in London, the UK, right? So this is not John Duncan white. This is a different type of white man. It doesn't have the history that he hasn't been and learn about this history of slavery and racism, all that stuff. He learned it secondhand, but that wasn't important to him in his upbringing. That N-word is not the power that it did for you or me or our previous generations. You can't, not excuse him. You shouldn't have said that because that's not his audience. His audience is not just people in Europe, but that's just not a part of the perspective. And I don't know. It's just, I felt, I have a problem. This is something separate. I always have a problem thinking that when some N-word scandal happens again, every time I feel the same way. Well, it's a lack of a feeling. I don't feel anything. I can't get offended by this. And I don't know why. Whenever a white person says the N-word, I'm like, oh my God, I want to start a riot. I want to go on Twitter to start all this drama or defend or say why you shouldn't have said it. I don't have that passion in me. And as sometimes I even question if I'm black. Am I black enough? Because I don't feel all these feelings that my black brethren feel. I don't like the N-word. I don't think anyone should use it not because it's inherently bad. Which it kind of is in my perspective. But the N-word causes so much trouble, like PewDiePie, this PewDiePie scandal and every other scandal and all the backlash and fallout and videos like this talking about it. I'd rather the N-word just be wiped from everyone's mind and wiped from existence to not have this bullshit happen again. In terms of it being a race-related thing, I think the history of it is slowly being weathered away because we're kind of losing sight, most of us losing sight with that word. What it actually means. It's still a very powerful word if you actually know, remember the history. instead of just getting angry and blindly angry at PewDiePie for saying it. I feel like every mistake you make is a learning moment, so let it be a learning moment for PewDiePie, and let's move on to something more important, not just a YouTuber. I mean, he's the biggest YouTuber, but still a YouTuber. Like, there's a bigger fish to fry. That's how I felt about it.
My problem, I mean, I do have a problem with him saying the word. I always want to keep that clear because people are going to take what we say as possibly not having a problem with it. But another problem.
I hope I made it clear. I have a problem with it too. But I mean, that's a problem, but there's different variations of problems that go on.
Is when people are like, the black community says this, or the black community feels this, and it goes completely contrary to what I've seen a lot of, like, you know, high-ranking, popular African-American YouTubers say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can't just say the black community feels this way, or the white community feels this way, or any community feels... Because then you're basically saying people that disagree with this are not black enough, are not white enough, are not whatever enough. And that's incredibly more divisive than PewDiePie saying the N-word. Because pretty much everybody is saying, yeah, you made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the big people are like, you effed up big time, but this is a learning experience. But now the people that are like, you have to think this particular way, you have to say these specific points in regards to this event, or you're not black enough, or you're not a member of the black community.
The last thing we need, and I mean, this is history repeating itself, the last thing black people or minorities in the United States, because that's all I'll speak to, is just forming another dogmatic group, or more like a mob-like structure to go against what you perceive as dogmatic-like structure, dogmatic establishment going against you and everything you believe in. Because you're just as bad as them, but except you're small, not as powerful, and the message is getting lost. Like, there is a problem. I mean, they're coming from a good place, and I get that. I mean, good is relative in a matter of perspective, but I agree with black people and black community, and I want to be a part of this. I want to consider myself black. I mean, I have the black skin, I have all the hair and bullshit, all the stuff that you need. Got the economic problems as well, but I just don't feel black because I don't feel like there's very few black people I agree with on stuff like this. Being like a couple of my black friends, but a lot of my black friends take well, not friends, but they're fringe people I know, and they very, very passionate, very, very extreme about stuff like this. And if I was still hanging out with them or in school with them, they would have, and if they watch YouTube, they would have fucking had a riot over this and had a big old argument in the middle of study hall, which I've seen many of in my time, even in high school. But hopefully, PewDiePie obviously use this as a learning experience. Hopefully his audience does. You look into his comments and like some of them are kind of offend him or like it's whatever.
Some people are just saying it more.
Yes. You gotta love YouTube comments, don't you? It's horrible.
But I don't think that makes him or them genuine racist. I mean, there are some racists in his comment section because when you have 57 million people,
yeah,
there are going to be some real racists. But saying the N-word doesn't inherently make you racist, especially since he wasn't saying it like about a person. It was just about the situation he was in.
Yeah, he was calling the dude asshole with the character. I mean, the guy was a person, but he didn't know who he was, probably.
It wasn't coming from a, hey, let's make fun of this guy because he's black. It was, I'm going to say the worst word I can possibly think of to this person because that's how they're making me feel. It's still, you know, a bad situation to be in, but...
I mean, I guess that's just what happens when you're playing PUBG. See that? That's what the game is doing to us, making us racist, Sam. But
that's why I don't play.
I
don't have money.
I don't play because I saw it $30 on Steam. Go to G2A, I'm like, alright, it's about to be at least half off. I'll get this good ass game for $15.
Twice as much.
Nah, it was the same price. It was the same price. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think a couple of my friends on Steam have it, so I could technically play it for free, but I don't know how that would work. Steam sharing.
I mean, I'm done with the little first.
I'm just not interested.
I'm waiting for the next Battlefield game. But anyway, wrap up this here discussion. Like I was trying to say, learn experience with PewDiePie. hopefully for some of his followers. I mean, if one person learns something from this, I mean, I guess that's good enough. Not
Average
really.
people in general.
People in general. Black. It's not because of this incident, but the black community needs to be I don't know. I don't want to paint a broad brush because I'm just be just as bad as the people that are doing it to me and doing it to white people. But I don't know how to say it. There's certain sects of the black community, more I guess more extreme side or some more than transit side, be more welcoming, and so I can feel like I'm black or feel like I'm welcome somewhere. Definitely not white.
I mean that applies to all groups. I mean even members of the white people need to be more accepting. Although it does seem like it happens less.
But there's a thing though. Since white is they made the normal through numbers and societal pressure.
Yeah.
They made groups for themselves within white. So I mean, it's not groups within black really.
Yeah, it's harder to trace back where you're from. I guess so. Like white people can separate into Eastern European, Western European, Italian.
Well, I wasn't trying to say like terms of creed or whatever. I mean like. Like I mean, it could be that. It could be social status, economic status, or just I grew up like like you just identify with certain type of people based on location. But black people, no matter where you go, it's kind of like, oh, we black, we gotta stay together, or we have the same core values. Which most of the time, it makes say bet. It's kind of like seeing one of your own somewhere. But there's not as many groups because even though I don't think we're the same in terms of like the disparity in economic and social stuff. But anyways,
people just need to be more inclusive.
Yeah, be more inclusive. And that does not just boil down to race stuff. That means all you fuckers in high school being mean to people just because of the way they look or your friends don't like them. You could be friends with them too. Because I was in the same position in high school. I wasn't a victim of this. I'm saying I had friends that my other friends didn't like.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about you.
Nah, I know my friends that know about me.
Yeah. But I had gay friends, a gay friend. And I mean, I'm not gay or nothing. But I thought he was a cool dude. But they didn't like him because he's gay. And apparently that's a personality trait.
We'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about this later, but do you have anything else to say on social media, Mayhem? Or this is it?
This is it. I don't want to be depressed.
No, yeah. Just put it away. I don't want to see it. But that is it for the PewDiePie discussion. We'll, PewDiePie. See y'all guys later.